Hello everyone, here we have the 1965 Deberti, I hope I'm saying that right. I'm not sure, it's spelled Deberti, so I'm going to say it that way. The Deberti Chevrolet C10, nicknamed Slayer, which is essentially a 6x6 without a bed Chevy. Okay, that's not my alarm, so my window's open. It gets hot in my room. But yeah, 6x6 1965 Chevy C10 with a big supercharger sticking out of the hood. It's a cool truck though, I will say. It is very cool. See, now this is my language right here as far as this is my language right here as far as cars go. This thing is sick. Let me out. Let me out. Okay, there we go. Funnily enough, my uncle's in the middle of restoring a 1964 Chevy C10. Obviously, none of this is going on. No 6x6 blowers sticking out of the hood or any of that. But it just came out of paint this morning. The day that this, that I'm recording this video, which is the day that this truck came out. Which is, today's January 2nd, right? Yes. January 2nd, 2025. Which marks this is the first video being recorded in the year 2025. Not the first one being uploaded, but first one being recorded. Excuse me. I doubt there's gonna be any other colors for this. It's a one-off, yeah. Just as I suspected. Oh my god. Man, I feel like I need to like burp or something, but I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, I kind of figured that the secondary would be the red parts. It's cool though, it's cool, I'm rocking with it. Yeah, my uncle's that came out of paint today is like a caramel color. I don't know, we're just gonna leave this one black. Okay, we're lacking in the upgrades department, which I should have figured given look at this thing. That sounds proper. That sounds great. So in these videos where we go over the new cars, I just kind of throw random upgrades on them, see what's available. I doubt there's any body kits. Well, clearly there's not. I think the only customization we're going to get on this is the wheels, but what customization do you need? Look at it. As far as engines go, you got the stock one. Got an 8.9 liter V8 and a 7.4 liter V8 twin turbo. I genuinely want... Holy, this 1,700 horsepower, 1,500 and 1,000. I genuinely want to see how absolutely ridiculous this thing drives. How like ridiculous I can make it. Not how it drives. I don't know why I said that. Because I drove it in its stock form. Because in the festival playlist for this month, this is one of the cars that is in the time trials. So I did drive it stock, which I normally don't do. It feels weird, and I think that's because it's a 6x6. I don't know what engine I want to put though. See opportunities for more horsepower? No? See, looking at the engines, I mean, I think that the was the 8.9? Yeah, the 8.9 is a nice middle ground here. As far as like power balance with handling, acceleration, and everything else. It's a nice middle ground, I think. And speed and whatnot. And as far as all-wheel drive goes, I think this has enough aero to kind of channel all of that horsepower. They're on slick race tires just to really get it, excuse me, grip into the ground. 295s in the front. Now this is where I get curious. So does it only do the rear axle or does it do both? Okay, it does both. Same, I don't see why wheels wouldn't do. Yeah, I like the stock ones though. I'm kind of rocking with them. See how many gears this has. 9, 6, 7. So it's got an 8-speed transmission, I think. No? 5, maybe? I don't know. I guess it's 5. 5-speed. Maybe 4. I don't know. It's already got a race differential. I kind of figured we wouldn't be doing much to this car. I doubt you can make it lighter. It looks pretty lightweight. Sort of. I guess that's it for upgrades. This is going to be a shorter video because there's not much I could do to this car. I don't know what that was. I just felt the need to do it. Alright. Okay, I did leave it rear wheel drive. So rear wheel drive is both of the rear axles. But that, now it gets me genuinely curious, because it's not a four-wheel drive, because it's definitely not meant to go off-road. But I suppose it wouldn't be all-wheel drive, because your front tires aren't doing anything. But this is the dilemma, because it could technically be a 4x4, but like it's not four-wheel drive. It just has the drivetrain putting power to 4 wheels. But I guess it's still rear wheel drive because all 4 of those wheels are in the back. I don't know, it gets weird. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because it's not all wheel drive. Most certainly not that, because your front wheels aren't getting anything. But like front 4-wheel drive and all-wheel drive are very different. And it has to do with application and the way the power is distributed. This is not 4-wheel drive, even though you have power to 4 wheels, as you can see right there when I do a burnout. Because this isn't meant to go off-road or anything, so it's not 4-wheel drive. But it's like, it can't be. Oh, I don't know. I'm at a dilemma here. I don't know what to call this thing. Burnout marks look weird though, because you got 2 tires. But anyway, let's do our test run. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna drive this car around the Horizon Mexico circuit, which is this one, and I'm just gonna give my thoughts on it. We're gonna see how it drives. I'm gonna start this off with a burnout though. Acceleration's decent. It does feel a little more boaty with the increased horsepower. Because the stock engine had 1,000, this one I think had 1,500. I don't know what that was about. I think after this lap I'm gonna go change that back. But this makes me want to make a 6x6 drift car. Honestly, I got no ideas for the next video. We're starting off 2025 with basically a clean slate. So coming to you 3 days after this video drops. Probably, maybe. I give it like a 50-50 chance. 6x6 Chevy C10 drift car that I just understeered into a wall. Yeah, we're gonna go put that stock engine back in because I feel like it feels better with that. Because I drove it earlier stock, and the car, it definitely feels better with that stock engine. It drives way too like weird, I feel like, with the upgraded one. Okay. It drove weird to begin with though, because what's it called? I feel like that has to do with the 6 axles. Or not 6 axles, 6 wheels, 3 axles. Okay, acceleration definitely took a hit. But handling is definitely much better. And for what it is, it drives very good. It handles very nicely. Ooh, that's my bad. I was a little too hard on the brakes right there. Braking gets weird in this car. I also think because it being a 6x6 that's rear wheel drive. That's my bad. I downshifted one too many times. Yeah, it feels weird, but like in a good way, I suppose, because it feels weird. And I'm thinking because it has 3 axles, 6 wheels. But it drives good though. It's weird in a good way. It's very planted. It's no Porsche 911. But it is very planted. That right there, that understeer is sort of my bad. And that oversteer is also my bad. Because I braked too soon, causing me to slow down too much. And then I got on the gas too early. So that's my bad. And I think that it's got more to do with me trying to get used to the way this thing drives. Because it's not like your traditional sort of car that's rear wheel drive or all wheel drive for that matter. It's definitely going to take an adjustment period for anybody. But I could also just be overthinking it. I don't know. I've caught myself tending to do that lately, just kind of overthinking everything. With the stresses of college and everything. I'm glad the semester's over, but I gotta go back in like 3 weeks, so that's not fun. I have noticed that going around like 8,000 RPMs and beyond, that back end will kick. So if you're like kind of downshifting for a corner, or like you're waiting to the last second to upshift, do it before 8,000. How many laps is that? 2? I don't remember how many laps I did. We're gonna do one more though. And that's my fault. I didn't brake. I was gathering my thoughts for the next thing I wanted to say. Honestly, I think now it's about time to rate the car. I mean, it looks badass, like properly badass. And It drives good. I just haven't quite figured out driving it yet. Yeah, it's cool. Drives good. I mean, like, there's no customization for it, which is a downside, but how are you going to customize this thing more than it already is? That's my question to you, audience. How are you going to customize this more than it already is? It's got a big wing. It's got a big splitter, a big diffuser, no bed. Like, the only thing I could think is to take that stuff off, but then at that point you may as well have a 65 C10. Which isn't in this game as far as I can remember. I'm going to fact check that. Colorado 72 K10. Yeah, no, there is no 60s C10. Yeah, so I guess with that, I mean, overall, I'm gonna give this car a solid, I'll give it like a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. Just because it's unique, it's different. I haven't seen anything really like this in this game before. It's a new car, unlike the rest of this series. There's no new cars this series, like the Hoonicorn. I could never ever say that name right, and I'm not even going to try to. And the Aston Martin Valkyrie AMR, which I did a video on a couple months back. So, yeah, I gotta get that creative think tank working again for the rest of this month. Which is good, because, I mean, like, the new car videos, they're good, they get me views, but it feels too repetitive. It feels too sort of scripted. I don't run on a script, I kind of wing everything, but it feels too linear, is what I'm trying to say. It doesn't let me really express myself creatively. Which means, what kind of stupid stuff can I make for the rest of this month? What absolutely ridiculous builds can I throw at you guys? I'm probably not going to make anything too ridiculous, because then you guys don't watch them. Yeah, 7.5, 8 out of 10. It's a solid car, it's cool. And with all that said, let's do some donuts. That's how we end all the videos around here. Some 6x6 donuts. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. And that is all from me today.